Every story holds a spark of wisdom. Welcome to Tales by Meme, where every story teaches a lesson, where stories comes alive to teach, inspire, and warm the heart. The wise paths. The morning sun stretched across the red earth of Odu village, painting the round huts and tall palm trees in warm gold. The air buzzed with excitement. Today was the festival of wisdom, the day every child would walk the wise path to prove their courage and heart. Drums echoed in the distance. Mothers wrapped bright clothes around their children. Fathers spoke blessings, and the elders sat beneath the old coconut tree, waiting for the first brave step. Among the children was Kelechi, a slim boy with curious eyes and a mind that never stopped asking questions. He lived with his grandmother, Mama Ifoma, the oldest woman in the village and the keeper of proverbs. That morning, she sat on her wooden stool, polishing her walking stick, while Kelechi laced his worn sandals. Mama, Kelechi said eagerly, do you think I will make it to the end of the wise paths? Mama Ifoma smiled, her wrinkled face soft as sunrise. My child, the fastest feet may stumble, but the wise heart will always find the way. Remember that. Before Kelechi could reply, a loud voice called out. It was Obi, his best friend, round-faced, lively, and full of mischief. Kelechi, stop talking like an elder. Let's go. I'll finish that part before you even start. Kelechi laughed. We'll see about that. And with that, the boys ran off towards the sound of the festival drums. The elders stood before a tall ark made of woven reed. Beneath it, two paths stretched into the forest, one wild and smooth, and the other narrow and rocky. The crowd hushed as the oldest elder raised his hands. Children of Odu, he said, the wise path will test your heart, not your legs. Choose with wisdom, walk with patience, and listen with your spirit. Then the drum beat began, and the race began. The children rushed forward in a blur of color. Obi was the first to shout, look, this one is bright and easy. It must be the wise path. Without thinking, he dashed down the wide road, sunlight bouncing off his laughter. Kelechi stopped. He looked at the smooth road, then at the dark, stony, twisting into the trees. He could almost hear Mama's voice in his heart. The fastest road is not always the right one. He took a deep breath, turned towards the rough path, and stepped into the shadows. The air grew cooler. The ground was uneven and covered in roots. Kelechi's sandals tore. Thorns scratched his legs. He stumbled more than once, but each time he got up again. Birds called from above, and the forest hummed with life. And though the journey was hard, Kelechi began to feel something, a quiet peace, like the forest itself was proud of him. Then up ahead, he saw a basket, placed carefully by the trail. Inside were golden mangoes, ripe and shining like sunlight. Beside it was a small wooden sign. only the patient may eat. Kelechi hadn't eaten since morning. He sat down beside the basket, staring. The scent was sweet and tempting. He reached out, then stopped. He remembered his grandmother's words again. The wise do not take all they see. So he picked one mango, whispered thank you, and placed the rest back neatly. As he stood, the mango in his hand began to glow softly, turning into a smooth stone of light. Kelechi gasped. The wise part, it is alive. He tackled the glowing stone into his back and walked on. Meanwhile, Obi raced down the sunny road, laughing and singing. At first, it was easy. Flowers bloomed, birds followed him. The path was wide and smooth. But soon, the ground turned wet. The air grew heavy. With one careless step, he slipped and his leg sank deep into a patch of mud. Ha! Help, somebody, Obi shouted, struggling as the ground swallowed his feet. Nobody answered him. The path of ease has become a swamp. He sat in the mud, exhausted and angry. For the first time, he thought of Kelechi and of the warning he had laughed off. By sunset, the forest opened into a wide clearing. At its center stood a massive wooden gate, carved with old symbols and glowing faintly in the evening light. Kelechi stopped, panting and covered in dust. Standing before the gate was Mama Ifoma herself, leaning on her walking stick, smiling proudly. The part of the heart, she said. You listened when others rushed. Tell me, Kelechi, what did you learn? Kelechi looked down at his glowing stone and smiled softly. That the wise part is not the easiest, Mama. It is the one that teaches you who you are. She nodded, eyes shining. And that, my son, is the first step towards true wisdom, Mama Ifoma said. And just then, Obi came out of the bush, muddy from head to toe, his sandals gone. He saw Kelechi, then laughed sheepishly. I think I took the foolish parts. Kelechi burst out laughing too, pulling his friend into a hug. The two boys stood there, side by side, as the golden light bathed them both. That night, the village celebrated around the great bonfire. The drums sang, the elders smiled, and Mama Ifoma's eyes sparkled with pride. Kelechi held his glowing stone high above his head, its light over the crown, gentle, steady, wise. And from that day, the people of Odu remembered the wise part is not the part that looks easy, but the part that helps you grow. Morals of the story. True wisdom is not in knowing the easy way, but in choosing the right way, even when it is hard. Every tale leaves a lesson behind. What did today's story teach you? Share your thoughts in the comments and do not forget to like, subscribe, and join me next time. for another journey through tales by Meme.